How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Gundam card game video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today is the launch date of the latest two Gundam card game pre-constructed starter decks. We have Hathaway's Flash and Celestial Drive. I believe it's Flash of Radiance. We have Flash of Radiance from Hathaway's Flash and Celestial Drive. I'm not going to re-record that. We're leaving it in. So yeah, we're going to take a look at the two starter decks today and maybe determine which one you should pick up. At the end of the day, I want to preface this. You should basically pick up the one that you like the most, right? So if you like Mobile Suit Gundam 00, then you should pick up the Celestial Drive because that is all centered around 00. If you like Hathaway's Flash, maybe you should pick that one up as well. Maybe you're excited for the second movie coming out, and so you want to pick that one up as well. Or if you're like me, and you just want to play all the Gundam stuff, you're just going to pick on both up anyway. The starter decks tend to have really powerful cards, and that is something we're going to talk about today. And of course, before we get started, a word from today's sponsor. It's me again. It's me. I need to get some more Gundam card game sponsors. In any case, I just wanted to shout out to the Red Zone Rogue merch store. All of our mecha playmats are currently in stock, and I have them right here. We're not going to do an overlay. I have them in stock right here. So we have the Vaya Fleet Commander, we have Katsumi Mech Pilot, and we have Codename Villain. All the playmats are in stock right now. They are all drawn by an mecha and anime industry artist, Pinakes. He's awesome. He's worked on everything from, Arknights, Azure Lane, Grand Archive. He's doing a light novel right now and a bunch of other stuff. So anyway, check it out. Sleeves, mats, playmats on redzonerogue.com. Enough of that. Let's go in and talk about these decks. All right, so here we have the deck list. These are the official ones that were posted by the Gundam card game, and man, they are the smallest resolution you could possibly imagine. So we have the deck list here, just a cross-reference for the numbers of cards in the decks. As usual, I would have loved to have these decks on launch day, but that's pretty difficult, at least currently right now. I will be having a video talking about these decks and opening them up eventually, but right now we're just going to go with the card images. So we're going to go in order. So we're going to do Celestial Drive first, and then we'll talk about a Flash of Radiance. I was going to call it Hathaway's Flash again. So let's talk about this. So we're going to go through this just kind of in the order that they have them here, starting off with the Fatal Strike. So now this is a reprint, and it's a really, really good card. A card that actually started to climb up in value just because you could only find it in the Iron-Blooded Orphan starter deck. A lot of purple decks run this, and the more that I play with this card, the more that I realize it is extremely powerful. Blowing up level 3 or lower units is incredibly good, especially if your opponent overcommits and then they link or pair a pilot to it. Maybe like if they are running like a Xeon style deck and they link up a Char, or if they're playing like Lifrith and they pair up a Lifrith, it can be an absolute house. So this is an incredibly powerful card, and getting this as a reprint is great. I do want to note we only get 2 copies of this in the deck. As usual, you only get 2 copies of some cards, including the LRs. So if you wanted a full playset, you would need to buy 2 starter decks, and that's true for both of them. The next card we have is the Gundam Exia. So this is the LR, or one of the 2 LRs from the starter deck. This is really, really good, and this is a card that you want to basically build your deck around. And if you're playing CB or Celestial Being, you will want to build your deck around this card. It's a level 5 4-cost 4/4. It's good stat lines. It links with Setsuna and as a CB GN drive. And it says, at the end of your turn, if there are 7 or more CB cards in your trash, choose one of your resources and set it as active. So this is really, really good if you have cards you can play on your opponent's turn. Also, when you pair it, doesn't have to be a link, but when you pair it, place the top 2 cards of your deck in your trash. If you place a CB card with this effect, draw a card. It's really, really good. So it kind of fuels itself, and you want to play a lot of CB cards. You're going to put this in a CB deck, and I think the CB deck is going to be quite strong going into set 3. So keep that in mind. I think this is a legit card, and we'll see a lot of like actual competitive play. I think the CB archetype is very good. Next up, we have the Gundam Exia. This is just a common version. It's a level 4 2-cost 4/3. I should mention this again, but yeah, you only get 2 of these in the deck, so you'll need to get 2 copies of the starter deck if you want a full play set, which you probably will if you want to play CB. So we have Gundam Exia. Again, this is just a 4/3 For 2, it's a level 4, it links with Setsuna. This is kind of just like a ho-hum, whatever kind of card. Doesn't really have an effect. This is just a role player you'll play in the starter deck, but likely take this out once you actually upgrade this. I also should mention now that I will have a full deck tech video for both this deck and the Hathaway deck eventually, with like actual cards. Or, well, it depends. Well, it depends on the timeline. But I do want to do a full actual competitive version of these eventually, so keep that in mind. We'll be talking about cards to cut it and all that kind of stuff as we talk, but if you want the full thing, we'll do an actual full thing in a little bit. Anyway, you probably want to cut this card. This is one that you get a full 4 of, but yeah, it's not super exciting. Next up, we have the Gundam Virtue, level 5/3, cost 5/4. It just links with Tierra, and that's all it does. This is another one that you would likely want to cut, and I imagine this is the one that you get another 4 of, just because, hey, it's just a workhorse kind of card. Next up, we have the Gundam Virtue. Level 3/2, cost 3/3. Actually, pretty good stat lines on this one. While you have a CB pilot in play, this one gains blocker, and this one links with Tierra aired again. This one's actually pretty solid. I can see you actually running this in a fully competitive deck. Level 3/2, cost 3/3 is a pretty good rate. So, yeah, especially with blocker, it's pretty good. I like this one. How many? We get 3 of these in the deck. Next up, we have the Gundam Dynamis. This is a level 4/3 cost 2/4. This is the other LR. This is pretty good as well. So this is links with Lock-On Stratos. During your turn, when this unit destroys an enemy unit with battle damage, this unit recovers HP, so it's pretty good at trading into stuff. And then during link, this gets an additional +2 AP, which is pretty good. So you can think of this as like a 4/4 base if you have it linked up with Lock-On. Yeah, this is really good, especially for the cost and the stat line. We'll talk about the pilots when we get to them, but obviously if you're running this, you're gonna want to run the pilot as well. I think both Lock-On and the Dynamis and Exia are good boss monster cards or boss mech cards for the CB deck, and you'll supplement this with the LRs from the booster set as well. We also have the other Gundam Dynamis, the common. This is the LR. We only get 2 of these. For the common, it's a level 3/2 cost 3/3. Once again, pretty good stats, but this one doesn't get the ability to become a blocker, and it links with Lock-On. This is fine, but you'll probably cut this for something a little bit more impactful. This one you do get a full 3 of. I mean, a 4 of. I was looking at the Curios. You get 3 of this one. Level 3/2 costs 2/3, a little bit less. But during your turn, if you have a CB pilot in play, this one gets an additional +2 AP. That's not bad, right? This is a level 3/2 cost 4/3 if you have a CB pilot in play, and it also links with Hallelujah. So, yeah, not too bad. This one is fine. This one I could also see you maybe keeping in, and like I said, you can only get a 3 of this one. Next we have Curios Flight Mode, level 2 cost 3/1 with no effects and links. You'll probably cut this one. Having 1 health is pretty dangerous in the Gundam card game. There's a lot of stuff that just does 1 damage, so this is a juicy target for a lot of things, and it's not really that impactful. So you'll definitely want to cut this one as well. Oh, okay. So now we have the pilots. So we have all 4 of the boy band pilots, all 4 of the main dude pilots from they're the Gundam Meisters from 00. You get 3 copies of each of them, which is kind of interesting, right? Where usually in other structure decks, you'd get 4 copies of each of the 2 main pilots. Here we have 4 main pilots. I do like how they're including all of the squad here, which is great. Unlike the Gundam Wing deck where you had to wait until the booster set to get Duo Maxwell. Here you get all 4 of them, which is pretty cool. So here we have Setsuna. You're going to be playing Setsuna. Level 4, 1 cost, +2/+1, burst add to hand. On attack, this unit gets an additional +1 AP during the turn. If there are 7 or more CB cards in your trash, all of your CB units get another just get +1 AP instead. So pretty good. You'll want to front load this. You definitely want this for linking with Exia. We have more Exia LRs in the booster set that are really, really good. So you're going to be playing some amount of Setsuna for sure. He's going to be probably one of the linchpin pilots of the deck. Next up we have Tierra, level 4, 1 cost 1/1, burst add to hand. When this is destroyed, if it's your opponent's turn, and this is a CB unit, draw 1 card. This is one you're probably going to cut from the deck. It's not bad. but it's not great. It's not great either, right? It only triggers on your opponent's turn. If you get to draw the card on your turn, like by trading into something, I think this would be a little bit better. But as it stands, I think this is one that you'll likely end up cutting. Next up, we have Lock on Stratos. Like I said, you're probably going to be running this dude as well, just because he works so well with the Dynamis. Level 4, 1 cost, burst, add to hand, 1/2. When you pair, if this is a CB unit, it may choose an active enemy unit whose level is equal to or lower than this unit as the attack target during this turn. Yeah, not too bad. Like being able to attack something that you wouldn't otherwise be able to attack is a good effect. And this pumped up, like combining with the Dynamis, the LR. You remember the LR is a 2/4. It gets a +2 if you have a link, and then you can add this on top of that. So there'd be a 4/4, turn into a 5/6. A 5/6 on turn 4 is really good. That also heals itself when it kills something. So yeah, you'll be running Lock On as well. I like how Lock On Stratos, also known as Neil. Next up, we have Alleluia. Level 3, 1 cost, 1/1. Burst, add to hand. During your turn, while you have a CB link unit in play, this unit can't receive battle damage from enemy units 3 or less AP. This is actually not too bad. If you link this one up with, like, you know, on it by itself, because it doesn't say it doesn't say you need another CB link unit. This could be the CB link unit, so it kind of like protects himself. So I think he's okay. This one I like more than Tieria, but I can also see you running only a couple of these or cutting him. I think he is pretty good though. Now we have Armed Intervention. So this is a card I do believe you only also get 2 of in the deck. It's a level 4, 1 cost command that has burst, draw a card. That's great. And then also on action, you can choose a rested friendly CB unit, change the attack target of the battling enemy unit to it. So that's pretty good. You can redirect their attack to your strongest thing to, like, you know, kill their thing, have your thing survive. I think this is an okay card. Obviously, the thing that takes this down a peg is the level. Level 4 is a lot, but it's only a 1 cost. I think this is pretty good. And honestly, at 2 of, I'm not sure this is like a 4 of in your deck anyway, so I like this card. I can see CB running this. You would never run this in anything that's not CB, obviously. Next up, we have Tactical Visionary. Also known as waifu waifu here. I think this card's really good. So it's a level 1 1 cost main. You look at the top 3 of your deck and you can reveal a CB unit or pilot and then add it to your hand and put the remaining on the bottom of your deck. So it's just a, you know, top 3 searcher and you get a CB card. It's great. If you're playing CB, you put 4 of these in your deck. The fact that it's a level 1 is so good. It's so good, especially when you look at older Gundam card game cards and they have like high level requirements for their draw effects. This one's extremely good, and it also has the best character in the series. Anyway, we also have the, oh, by the way, we get 4 of that. Yeah, we get four of that. And then we have the Ptolemos or Ptolemaus, the level 2 1 cost, low level base actually. Burst deploy the card, and on deploy you add a shield to your hand, and then while a rested friendly CB unit is in play, this base can't receive damage from enemy units that are level 3 or lower other than tokens. This card is really good. I really like this card. It actually basically helps you survive aggro decks like in the early game, because it's only a level 2 card, right? All you need is a friendly CB unit in play, right? A rested friendly CB unit. So you play CB unit and attack, and then they have to hit your CB unit and trade into it before they can hit your base. It's really good. I think this card is fantastic. And if you're playing CB, yeah, you're going to be running this. This is the base of choice for Celestial Being. And of course, we have a full 4 of in there. And yeah, that's that for the Celestial Being deck. The Celestial Drive. I think this deck is really, really good. I think this is actually one of the better pre-constructed decks we've had so far. I think it also forms the foundation for what is likely going to be a very powerful deck in the Gundam card game competitive scene. You get Fatal Strike, Gundam Exia, Dynamis. I think the, where is the 3/2 blocker dude? Yeah, the Virtue here. I think this one's actually pretty solid. You get the pilots that you're going to want. You get your nice card draw. You get a nice redirection command. You get your base. You get a big chunk of this. You'll probably want to supplement this deck with LRs and other powerful cards from the Booster Set 3. Steel Requiem, but yeah, this is a great foundation. Pick up 2 of these and you are on the way to having a very powerful deck. This is a really, really good one. All right, now we're talking about Flash of Radiance. So So let's go ahead and take a look at that Flash of Radiance. So first up, we have a command card. This is Siege Ploy, level 3, 1 cost. Burst, you activate its main effect, and then on main or action, you can choose one enemy unit with 5 or less HP and rest it. I think this is decent. This is fine. Resting an enemy unit with 5 or less HP is pretty good. On action, it's also pretty good. And then on burst, it's fairly good as well. So I think this card's not too bad at all. It's only a level 3 card. It only hits things 5 or less HP, but that's actually a big chunk of the Gundam card game. So I think this one could be a card that you run in various decks. Not just this deck, but you could run it in other decks as well. And of course, we get, I think it's just a 2 copy. Yeah, we get 2 copies of Siege Ploy. Moving on, we have the Xe Gundam. This is one of the big boss LRs of the starter deck. Level 9. Woo! Level 9, 8 cost, 5/5. Man, they could have juiced this up to at least like a 6/6 or something. This is Mafty, and then it links with Hathaway Noah. While you have no units that are level 6 or higher in play, this card in your hand gets -1 level and -1 cost for each enemy unit in play. So this is really good against swarm decks. If your opponent has a ton of dudes on the field, if they have like 4, 5, or 6, this can be a pretty good, well-statted unit. If they are playing a deck that just has big stuff, maybe like a Wing Zero style thing, well. But also, when you pair, choose an enemy unit with the highest level and deal 3 damage to it. That's pretty good, actually. I think the Xe Gundam is situationally very good. Sometimes it's going to be a big chungus that does nothing and sits in your hand the entire game. And sometimes you play this early and it takes over the game. You play it, you can pair it, blast their biggest thing. If you link with Noah, you can just smash in and do a bunch of stuff. So I think this is pretty good. And yeah, if you're playing Mafty, yeah, you'll probably want to play this one. You get 2 of them because it's a LR. Next up, we have the common version of the Xe Gundam, level 5, 4 cost, 4/4. Okay, stat lines. This is, your Ale Strike stat lines. On deploy, choose a enemy unit and deal 1 damage to it. This is fine, actually. I don't hate this card. Just doing 1 damage is kind of underwhelming when you have other stuff running around like the Kshatriya. But you just deal 1 damage. You don't need another card to link. It does link with Hathaway Noah. I think this is fine. And I think if you're playing a Mafty deck, this is one you might consider. Let's see how many copies we get of this one. We get 4. Yeah, sure. I think this is pretty solid. I think this is actually a little bit better than some of the bland cards in the CB deck. But don't get me wrong, I think the CB deck overall, spoilers, is much better than this one. But this one has some cool stuff too. And we'll talk about them. So here we have the Messer Type F Naked Commander type, level 4, 2 cost, 4/3, and links with Mafty. This is fine, right? Unfortunately, this is a level 4 2 cost and not a level 3 2 cost, so this is not a Rezel. It's a little bit, you have to wait an extra turn, but it does have a link with any Mafty trait. So this is something that you might actually consider for a Mafty heavy deck. This one we get 3 copies of. I think this one is like fine. This is like fine. Next up, we have the Messer Type F1, level 2, 2 cost, 2/1. On attack, if this unit is attacking an enemy unit, choose one enemy unit and deal damage to it. It also links with Mafty. I think this is really good for Mafty. Likely one of the best early drops for a Mafty style deck, just because it does really relevant stuff. It links with any Mafty trait, so basically, if you're playing a Mafty deck, all of your pilots, and it also has a pretty nice attack trigger, right? If it's attacking enemy unit, you can choose another unit and deal damage to it. That's really solid. I think this is really, really good just for a 2-drop. I think if you're running Mafty, you're going to be playing that one. Let me close the other window. You get a full 4 of these too in the deck. Yeah, sweet. I dig it. We also have the Messer Type F, or the Messer Type F2 Mine Layer. This is the Rezel. Level 3, 2 cost, 4/3, Mafty. Yeah, this is great. This is the red version of the Rezel. Red decks are going to run this. Mafty's going to run this. This is going to see a lot of play in the Gundam card game, at least for the time being, until we have a critical mass of good cards where we don't have to play vanilla Chunguses. As far as like vanilla Chunguses go, this stat line and cost is a really, really good one. So now that red decks have access to it, this is a really good card. Unfortunately, you only get 3 in the deck, so yeah, you're going to need to buy like 2 of these if you want a full play set, and you'll still have a couple extras, but it is what it is. This is a great card though. Next up, we have the Penelope. So this is the other LR, level 7, 6 cost, 5/5. This is during pair on attack once per turn. If this unit is attacking the enemy player, reveal an Earth Federation unit card from your hand, which is kind of a bummer because we're running a lot of Mafty cards in the precon. Return it to the bottom of your deck. If you do, draw 2 cards. I think this is a solid card for an Earth Federation deck. Unfortunately, the Mafty deck, unlike the CB deck, kind of splits your archetypes, whereas the CB deck is just all CB. This one has both Mafty and Earth Fed, so the deck itself, it makes the deck itself more cumbersome to play, and honestly a lot weaker. But this as a standalone card, I think could be really cool in a blue Earth Federation deck. Also links with lane aim. I think this effect, being able to like tuck a card and draw 2 is very good. And it works really well with the pilot lane aim. We'll talk about the pilot soon. You get 2 of those, obviously, because it's LR. Here is the other Penelope, level 5, 3 cost, 5/4. Doesn't do anything, links with lane aim. I'm never a fan of these high level do nothing cards, unless they had like crazy stat lines. And this one does not, so it's like, yeah. This one's one you'll cut. I imagine you get 4 of these. Yeah, you get 4 of these. The next card, oh, I really like this one. I actually think this card's really sweet. This is the Gustav Karl type 00. Level 3, 3 cost, 3/4. Those are pretty good stat lines. And while 3 or more enemy units are in play, this gets blocker. I think this card's really sweet. Once again, this is an Earth Federation card, so it doesn't synergize with all the Mafty stuff we have going on, but it does synergize with the Earth Federation stuff with their LR Penelope. So I think this is really good, and I think this is a card that's good enough that could see play in non-Earth Federation decks. The stat line and the fact that you get blocker is just really, really good, right? I like this card quite a lot. We do get 4 copies in the deck. Yeah, I'm going to be playing this in non-Earth Fed decks. Next up, we have the Jegan Ground Type A Manhunter, level 1, 1 cost, 0/1. On deploy, choose a rested enemy unit that is level 2 or lower. It won't be set as active during the start phase of our opponent's next turn. This is an interesting card because it doesn't have attack, so you can't even like chip in at your opponent's shields, and it will take up a slot on your field. If your opponent is, you know, savvy, they could leave this on your field and it will take up a slot, right? Yeah, either way, I'm not a big fan of this card. I do like the effect. I think I would like this more on a command card rather than a unit. The upside of this is if you have a way to pump this up, then you could turn it into an actual threat. But other than that, it's just kind of like not a great card. It'll sit around until you have to like a means to like sacrifice it or something like that. Oh, by the way, for the Jegan, we get a... Where is the Jegan? Here we go, 3. We get 3. We get 3 of them. Next up, we have Hathaway Noah. Yeah, you run this if you are playing Mafty. Level 4, 1 cost, 2/1 pilot, burst, add to hand. When paired, if this is a Mafty unit, choose one of our other Mafty units, or just choose one of our Mafty units. During our turn, it may choose a damaged active enemy unit as the attack target. Yeah, it's pretty good. Being able to attack almost anything, just damaged active enemy unit. That's fairly solid. I like that you can choose itself or something else. As the target, so you can like, you know, pair up and then choose another Mafty thing and have that Mafty thing attack into something. I think Noah's pretty solid, but you know, you just put it in the Mafty deck. We get full 4 of these in this one. Next up, we have Lane Aim. I think you're running Lane Aim if you're doing a lot of stuff. Actually, I think Lane Aim's a pretty sweet pilot. Level 4, 1 cost, 2/1 burst, add to hand. When you draw with an effect, if this is a blue unit, it gains high maneuver during this turn. Obviously, this is really good with the Penelope because the Penelope has the built-in draw effect. So you can get stuff or give it high maneuver. I like Lane Aim quite a bit. And if you're playing Earth Federation, if you're playing blue draw stuff, it's really solid. And it just says when you would draw with an effect, it doesn't have to be the effect of the unit. So you could draw with an effect of anything else, right? Like with Overflowing Affection or Show of Resolve or whatever, and then you could still get the high maneuver if it's a blue unit. So pretty good. I actually like Lane Aim quite a bit for a deck that's like blue. It's a rainy blue deck, I guess, but specifically Earth Federation, obviously. Yeah, I think he's solid. We also have the best art for this. We have Words for Hathaway. By the way, we got 4 Lane Aim. We have Words for Hathaway. We're gonna get 3 of these. This is a pilot command. So the command side of it says main, choose one friendly link unit and it gets breach 1 during the turn. Actually not bad. Getting breach 1 is like pretty solid. And then otherwise he's a Mafty dude, Gamin Nobile. Yeah, I think this card's like not bad, right? Giving breach is pretty good, and then also doubling as a Mafty link potential if you have a lot of Mafty link stuff. I actually think this is good in a Mafty deck. Yeah, this is sweet. And like maybe like a 2 of or something. I like him. And then we have Lady Luck. I do not like this card. The art is gorgeous, but the card itself is it's a level 5 1 cost command, main or action. Choose an enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. If a friendly Mafty link unit is in play, deal 2 damage instead. So this is a level 5 1 cost conditional close combat. Ooh, like to remind you, close combat is a level 2 2 cost main action. Choose something, blast it for 2, also has a burst, blast for 2. This doesn't have a burst. It's a level 5 and only does 1 unless you have a Mafty link unit. I think this card is not good. Even in a Mafty deck, you should probably just run close combat and like Battle of Aces over this one. Beautiful card. I do not like this one at all. You get 3 of them in the deck. You get 3 of them. And we also have the Valiant. This is our base. Level 2, 1 cost, 0/5. I really like the low level bases here. Burst, deploy the card, deploy, add a shield to your hand, then choose one of your units and it gets plus 2 AP during the turn. I think this is fine. Just giving plus 2 AP during the turn. I'm not sure if I like this more than other red base options out there. I mean, the fact that it's Mafty might have a decision, like it might influence the decision if you're making like an all Mafty deck, if it matters. But man, like you can run like a lot of other ones like Vesalius. There's a lot of other ones that like pump, you know, like maybe your whole team and you can do it multiple times. This is only on deploy. But it is a level 2. This is one, it's not a slam dunk. This is like a one that you might consider for a Mafty deck. You might consider for something else. Like a plus 2, like maybe in like a Zaft deck that really needs like plus 2. Maybe. So yeah, but in this, it's like a, I don't know. You do get you get 3 of, because we have another base. We have a blue base. So we have running 2 of the Devow, level 3, 1 cost base. I like how this one's actually like, it's a building, it's a base. Burst, deploy, add 1 shield to your hand, and then also you can activate on main once per turn and pay 2. Choose one of our units, it recovers 2 HP. I actually like this card quite a bit. I like it. I don't know. This card's sweet. It is an Earth Federation stronghold, but it really synergizes with anything that cares about healing. It kind of gives you like this more of a grindy style strategy, right? It gives you like this value over time. I can see myself playing around with this card quite a bit in a multitude of decks, right? And a lot of stuff that cares about healing. We have the Penelope, of course, and Lane Aim, but there's also stuff like Psycho Gundam. This card's cool. I think I'm going to play around with this card. We only get 2 of them in the deck, so once again, you're going to need 2 copies of the deck to get the full thing. And then that's that. We are back. We are back at the start. And so let's go ahead and kind of do a quick recap of these starter decks, because I think they're interesting and I think they're both worth picking up, but for different reasons, right? So we have the Celestial Drive starter deck. I think this deck is really good, and I think it forms the foundations for what might be a very meta-relevant deck. I think it's going to be really powerful. I think Celestial Being, and this is my, just kind of shot in the dark, looking at all the cards, it's good enough to be at least like a tier 2 deck or better. It could be a lot better. I think it will be a lot better, but I'm saying like borderline, I think it's going to be pretty good. The cards are really solid. There's a lot of support, and there's a lot of just good, high-quality stuff. Just from the starter deck alone, you get the Lock-On, Dynamis, Exia, Setsuna. You get the card draw. Yeah, I think this is going to be really solid, and I think this as a starter deck is really, really good. Gives you the good foundation. It's really synergistic. Doesn't kind of like split the room. I would recommend picking this up if this kind of theme vibes with you, or if you kind of like, either double O, or if you like the effects here. Now, Flash of Radiance. Flash of Radiance does the split strategy, and it makes the deck a lot weaker as a pre-constructed deck. If you're like, which one of these is the more powerful one? I think it's Celestial Drive, and I don't think it's close. But I don't think Flash of Radiance doesn't have, there's a double negative. I think it has merits, is what I'm going to say. But I think it has merits as a deck that you pull apart and you use those cards in different decks, right? I think Penelope and Lane Aim are really cool, and I can see myself playing with these cards. I can see myself making like a cool Earth Federation style deck. There's already good Earth Federation cards out there, Gundam, like RX-78-2. I can also see Mafty being kind of a thing, right? Trying to build a Mafty deck. You know, Mafty might be the Zaft of this format, where it's like, it's fine, and there's going to be people who like really like it. And I think the Sea Gundam is pretty cool. You also get that base that I really like, the base that heals. So I think there's some good stuff in here to like pull apart and to make it into separate decks. And so that's kind of going to be my verdict here, right? This is like a complete package. It's I think it's going to be a great deck. I think out of the box, it's really, really solid. Maybe one of the best starters that they've done. This one is less so, but I think this is one that if you are a deck brewer or you just really like Flash of Radiance, or if you like Gundam Hathaway, I should say, if you like the movies, this could be a cool pickup. But just know that it's going to be a lot weaker than this one right out of the box. But you can brew some cool stuff. So I mean, obviously I'm buying 2 copies of each of these just so I can make the decks. But I think this one gives you one direction to go down, and this one gives you 2 clear directions to go down with some good stuff. Like I said, I also like that 3-drop, the level 3 3-drop 3/4 with blocker. I think that's really good too. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the 2 latest Gundam card game decks. Let's go back to me. Oh, hello. Yeah, those are my thoughts. I do recommend picking them both up, but for different reasons. I'm really excited to build both of them. I will have deck techs for all of the decks. I will have a Celestial Being deck tech, and I will have Mafty, and I will try to do maybe something with Penelope, some sort of Earth Federation thing. I have a lot of decks planned for Steel Requiem. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. And I can't wait. My brewer's brain is well, brewing. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, maybe hype the video if you want to push the Gundam card game content out there. I really appreciate you for being here. And we'll see you next time for a lot more Gundam card game content. We got a lot in the works. We'll see you then.